Dr. Sarah Clemens, and the entire college welcome you to the Milton H. Johnson Health Center. Tonight's game is the Panhandle Conference contest between the Northwest Florida State Raiders and your Chipola Indians. Let's meet the teams. First up on the visiting side, we have the Raiders. Starting for the Raiders, number 1, Shaquan Barrett. Number 3, Marseille Caston. Number 4, Seth Milner. Number 5, Jordan Smith. And number 12, Tutu Chisholm. Head coach for the Raiders, Butch Pierre. Now on the home side, get on your feet, make noise for your Chipola Indians. That forward, a 6'11" freshman from Australia, number 0, Mario Mady. That guard, a 6'3" sophomore from St. Pete, Florida, number 1, David Pierce. That post, a 6'9" sophomore from Paris, France, number 10, Christian Lord. That forward, a 6'9" freshman from Australia, number 11, Latin Mayan. That guard, a 6'2" freshman from Albany, Georgia, number 22, Chris Gardner. Head coach for the Indians, Brendan Foley. Assistant coach Jardine, Mara Roger Woods, Cam Griffin, and John Smith. Shot clock operator to all, clock operator to the bell. Official score, Karen Davis, stats by Marquise Kelly and Karen Conley, and your announcer, Matt White. All right, Chipola fans, what time is it? It's game time.
And a big hello, sports fans, and welcome to this broadcast of Chipola basketball, coming your way on CCTV, coming to you live from the Milton H. Johnson Center here on the campus of Chipola College in Marianna, Florida. The Robert Trammell Court is right in front of me, and we're about ready to get underway with tonight's game between the visiting Raiders of Northwest Florida State College and our hometown Chipola Indians. We'll get the starting lineups for you once again if you just missed that, but we're ready to get underway. Raiders will be dressed in red, trimmed in black. Indians in Vegas gold, trimmed in navy blue, and we are underway, and the Raiders have the ball to start with. Caston with the basketball. Marseille Caston, number 3, hands it off to Seth Milner, number 4. He wants 3, and it's good.
Number 4, Seth Milner, 4-3.
So the Raiders take the early lead for Chipola. We've got Chris Gardner running the point guard. Also at the forward spots, we've got Lat Mayan, number 11, as there's a 3 on the way from Chipola, and that is David Pierce with the 3, and we are tied at 3-3. Raiders with the basketball. working it around the perimeter. Missed shot. Indians with the rebound. Get you the rest of that lineup. Mario Mading wears number 0. David Pierce, number 1. Christian Lorne, number 10. Lat Mahan, number 11. And Chris Gardner, number 22. Missed shot by the Indians. Ball knocked around. It will belong to the Raiders. So 3-3 game. Indians come in here with an overall record of 16-9, 4-5 in conference play. They are ranked number 9 in the state. Our opponent tonight, the Raiders of Northwest Florida State, they are 0-9 in conference play, 12-13 overall. They are in 5th place in the Panhandle Conference. The Indians are in 4th place. Ball floating around, missed. Rebound by Chipola's Mayan. Been a long time since we said Chipola was 4th in the conference and Northwest was 5th. In fact, I'm not sure I ever remember seeing that in my 20 years of broadcasting for Chipola. Missed shot by the Indians. Raiders come up with it. They take it down. They'll throw it away. Indians want to run. Pierce can't hang on to the long bounce pass from Gardner. It was a little bit low. Didn't come up quite as high as Pierce had hoped it would. It goes out of bounds. Ball will belong to the Raiders. Indians under the direction of Brendan Foley in his 2nd season. Raiders come in here with a new head coach in Butch Pierre in his 1st season. He replaced Steve DeMio, who was there for 6 years. Coach DeMio has moved on. He's up in New York now as an assistant at St. John's University. Ball will belong to the Indians as that ball bounced up, hit the top of the backboard, and it's Indian basketball. Again, the Raiders 0-9 in conference play. Last time out, they lost to Gulf Coast 82-78 in Niceville. That was last Saturday. Also last Saturday, Chipola lost on the road to TCC 61-52. Pierce with another bucket. That one on the reverse layup. And he gives Chipola the 5-3 lead. Caston with the bucket, and we're tied at 5-5. In the Indians dressed in gold, Raiders in red. Raiders with the steal, Caston with the slam, and it is 75 Northwest. 7-5 Northwest, I should say. Not 75. Maybe that before it's over, but not right now. We've played about 3.5 minutes into this game. Mayan with the basketball out front for the Indians. 5 on the shot clock. He wants a long 3. In and out. Won't stay in there. There's a drive, a shot, no good. The slam on the follow was no good. And now we got a foul.
Foul number 11 for the Indians. His first, team's first.
Mayan picks up the foul. That's his first. Lance Irving will check into the game for Chipola.
The Indians, number 2, Lance Irving.
And I believe he is checking in for Gardner. At the free throw line is Jordan Smith. First free throw is up, no good. Smith, 6'7" freshman out of New Orleans. He'll have another free throw coming.
The Raiders, number 5, Jordan Smith.
Smith makes the free throw and gives Northwest an 8-5 lead. It'll belong to Chipola with 15:58 left here in the first half. Irving with the ball to Pierce. Pierce wants three. He's got them. Pierce has scored all 8 points for Chipola. Number 24 is checked into the game for the Raiders. That is Sunlik. Last name is Sunlik. First name Indrik. Raiders with the bucket. Didn't pick up. I believe that was Milner that got it. Indians with the ball. Lauren to Pierce. To Mating. To the lane. Floater. No good. Follow is good. Christian Lauren with the follow slam. And we're tied at 10-10. Just over 5 minutes into the first half. Gaston driving. Shot is up. No good. Goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Chipola. Check Fay checking into the game for Chipola. Fay, a 6'7" sophomore out of the Senegal. So for the Indians, we've got Irving, Mayen, Fay, Mating, and Lauren on the floor. Mating with the basketball right now, out front to Mayen. Driving, floater, gets the shooter's touch, it's good. And the Indians with the lead at 12-10. Gaston brings it down for the Raiders. Again, they're dressed in red, we're in gold. Barrett with the basketball right now. Over to Smith. Sunlik to Gaston, he drives. Left-handed shot, up and good. Gaston with the shot. I believe he pronounces that Gaston. Got a little bit of a French flavor to it. Lauren for three, no good. Rebound Raiders. Three, no good from Sunlik. Indians with the rebound. A three from Mating, no good. Rebound Lauren to the paint. Kicks it out. Fay with the ball. To Irving. Driving. Shot is up. No good. Tip up, no good. Lauren with the rebound. Can't get it to go. Raiders with the ball. They want to run. Shot is blocked. Picked up by the Raiders. And now there's a foul.
Foul number 0 for the Indians.
Mariel Mating going to pick up his first foul for Chipola. 2 team fouls now on the Indians. We've played just over 7 minutes. We've got 2 team fouls. Raiders have none. Sunlik will go to the free throw line. First free throw is no good. Indrik Sunlik. He is from Estonia. 6'7" freshman. Raiders have got him from Canada, the Senegal, Poland, and Estonia as far as foreign players. Chipola's got them from Australia, the Senegal, another one from Australia, the Dominican Republic of the Congo. Now we got a foul on the Chipola end.
Foul number 24 for the Raiders. His first, team's first.
Sunlik picking up the foul, his first.
Number 0, Mario Mating.
Mating will go to the free throw line. Mario Mating, 6'11", redshirt freshman out of Australia. Free throw is up and good. And he ties it up at 13-13. Next free throw is missed. Lauren with the follow, though. Puts it up and in. Nice move by Christian Lauren to get the rebound. Just out-hustled a Raider. got the rebound, put it back up, and gives us the lead. Barrett to Smith. He wants three. He's got them. I'll tell you what, you would not know that either of these teams are in the bottom two spots of the Panhandle Conference. They are lighting it up tonight. Shooting high percentages. Chris Gardner back into the game for Chipola. Loring will check out. So the Indians going with Irving and Gardner on the floor as their ball handlers. This is Gardner with it, and David Pierce getting ready to check back in. Mayen driving, might have got away with a travel. He didn't get away. Coach Foley wanting a foul, feeling like the foul caused the travel. So if the foul was first, it should have negated that, but that didn't happen. And I believe we got a media timeout on the floor with 11:53 left in the first half. Raiders leading the Indians by one.
What are you going to do 2 years after Whistle While You Twerk?
She got her hands on her knees and then her goes on her thigh. She like the twerk and that's the service like the thing I should die. She got me like I wanna bite her right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Say, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. You can show the shell, make that thing twirl. Those in the crew, spinning doors when it's bad. You can free time, standing by nine. High heels on, right on time. Oh man, look at Shorty, she making that thing jiggle. I like the way it wobbly, wobbly, when it wiggle. Anybody down from under around middle. Somebody
Let's hear it for your Chipola cheerleader. All right, fans, Jamal Wilson. We've chosen your name to shoot the half-court shot. Please come to the scorer's table. Jamal Wilson, come to the scorer's table.
Yeah, we're about ready to get back underway after the timeout. 11:53 left in the first half. Clint Cox coming to you live from the Milton H. Johnson Center here in beautiful Marianna, Florida. You're watching Panhandle Conference men's action. Northwest Florida State at Chipola. Raiders leading the Indians right now by one, and the Raiders have the basketball. Dressed in red. Barrett with it. Out front. Got a new Raider in. He puts a shot up. It's no good. That is Shaman Wojek. Indians with the basketball. This is David Pierce with it. Fay with it. He wants three. No good. Rebound Raiders. Smith goes high for the rebound for Northwest. Milner thought about a three, changed his mind. Now here's a three from Sunlick. It's no good. Rebound. Indians. Down the floor is Irving to Pierce to Gardner. This is Fay driving, puts a shot up. It's good. Sheck Fay with the bucket. And the Indians have the lead at 17-16. Sunlick to Smith. Inside to Milner. His turnaround jumper is good.
Basket by number 4 to Seth Milner.
Gardner out front for Chipola. Over to Pierce on the wing. To Irving. To Gardner. To Mayen. To Irving for three, no good. Rebound, Raiders. Sunlick with the rebound, and the Raiders will come down, set up the offense. Raiders driving now in a little bit of trouble. They get it out. 7 on the shot clock. Into the corner for three. And it goes around. And Wojek with the three. Simon Wojek. It's the way they pronounced it on the PA. They told me Wojek. So go figure. He is from Poland. And we actually have two of them. They got to be brothers, as David Pierce nails one from outside. His third three of the game. And the Indians are within one at 21-20. There's Shaman Wojek, and there is Jan Wojek. We have yet to see Jan Wojek. Shot is up, no good by Shaman Wojek.
Foul number 4 for the Indians. His first team.
Sheck Fay with the foul for Chipola, picking up his first foul. It'll send Wojek to the free throw line.
At the line for the Raiders.
Shaman, 6'9". He's a sophomore. Gets the shooter's touch.
Checking in for the Indians, number 0, Mario Mating. And number 10, Christian Lohr.
Mating and Lauren back into the game for Chipola. So we've got Mating, Lauren, Pierce, Fay, and Irving on the floor for the Indians. Second free throw for Wojek. He gets it. He's got 5 on the night. He'll check out of the game. For the Raiders, they've got Castellan, Smith, Tutu Chisholm, Seth Milner, and Sunlick on the floor. Pull-up jumper from Pierce is good. And David Pierce with 13 points here and a little over 11 minutes of play. Three on its way. It's good. Marseille Castillon. He's got 9 points on the game. This is Irving with it for the Indians. Into the corner it goes to Mating. Cross court to Pierce. Driving. Ball slapped away from him. Picked up by the Indians. 5 on the shot clock. Lauren's shot is up. No good, but he is fouled. Looked like he might have been able to drop it in off the glass, but it just would not fall. And Christian will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple of them. Christian Lauren, 6'9", sophomore out of Paris, France. Free throw is up and good. Christian with 5 first half points for the Indians. That free throw is up and good as well. He pulls the Indians to within 2. These two teams have played twice this season. Indians have won both of them. January 8th here in Marietta, 79-51 win for us. And January 22nd in Niceville, 68-61. Pull-up jumper for the Raiders. No good. Lauren with the rebound. Both teams will be back in action on Saturday. Chipola will be at Pensacola. And Niceville and the Raiders will play host to Tallahassee. Looking at the Panhandle Conference standings, speaking of Tallahassee, Tallahassee and Gulf Coast atop the conference at 7-2. Pensacola at 4-4. Chipola 4-5. Northwest 0-9. Mating driving, lays it up and in. And the Indians have tied it up at 26-26. And I believe we've got an injury. David Pierce limping off the floor. That's why the whistle was blown, apparently. And we can ill afford to lose Pierce. He's got 13 of our 26. Half our points have come from David Pierce. Raiders with the basketball. Smith with it out front. Three's on its way, no good from Gaston. I'm going to get that right before the night's over. Shot no good from Irving. Raiders with the ball. They drive, shot no good. Tipped up, no good. Rebound Irving for the Indians. Tries to go down low to Lorne. He can't hang on to it. And it'll be Raider basketball with just over 6 minutes to play in the first half. Barrett to Smith. Ball knocked around. Castillon retrieves it for the Raiders. Ball knocked away, stolen by Gardner. Waits for a little help. To the corner it goes to Mating. He drives to the paint. Shot is up, no good. Rebound Raiders. .13 on the shot clock for the Raiders. And we got an offensive foul.
Checking in for the Indians, number 4, Check Fay.
Check Fay going to check in for Chipola as we're going to have a media timeout. Foul was on Tutu Chisholm, his first. Media timeout on the floor, tied at 26.
Going to shoot a half-court shot for a chance to win a 50-inch TV from Babcock Home Furniture and More of Graceville. Whenever you're ready, Jamal. Almost. Let's hear it for Jamal Wilson. We'd like to thank Babcock Home Furniture and More of Graceville for giving us a chance to win the 50-inch TV.
Not ready to get back underway with 5:19 left in the first half, and the Indians and Raiders tied up at 26-26. It'll be Indian basketball. We'll have to go the length of the floor when we get it. Waiting for the man in stripes to give it to us. He does, and we're underway. Gardner will bring it down for the Indians. To Mating. To Fay. Back to Gardner. Fay gonna drive. Dishes it off to Lorne. He can't get it to drop. And the Raiders come up with the rebound. Pull up for three. It's good. Seth Milner.
Number 4, Seth Milner, 4-3.
He's got 10 on the game for the Raiders and gives them a 3-point lead at 29-26. Mating. Nope, this is Mayen. Lat Mayen pull-up jumper. Good.
Basketball number 11, Latin Mayer.
4 on the game for Lat. And we trail by 1 with 4:20 to play in the first half. Long three from the Raiders, no good. That was Castillon with the three. Ball stripped away. Raiders come up with it. Castillon will drive. His shot no good, but he'll go to the free throw line and shoot a couple.
Foul number 10 for the Indians, his first, team's fourth.
Christian Lauren picking up the foul, his first.
At the line for the Raiders, number 3, Marseille Caston.
Marseille Gaston from Windsor, Ontario. North of the border, up Canada way.
Number 1, David Peters.
Gaston misses the first free throw. He'll have another. Makes that one. He's got 10 on the first half. And the Raiders have a 3-point lead on us. They're going to say Lat Mayen slid his pivot foot and whistled for the travel. Turnover will give it to to the Raiders. Raiders go inside to the big man. He'll lay it up and in. That is Anthony Mason, who has checked into the game. Mason, a tall drink of water at 6'10", sophomore out of Decatur, Alabama. David Pierce, who back in the game, went off with what appeared to be a slight injury, but he's came back and immediately makes a bucket. Missed shot by the Raiders. Mayen comes up with the rebound and will bring it down. Indians will miss the shot. Raiders want to run. Castillon with the shot, a three. And the Raiders have a 6-point lead. Driving to the bucket is Mayen. I believe he is fouled. Foul's going to go on Barrett, Shaquan Barrett. He picks up his first foul as Lance Irving checks back into the game. Chris Gardner checks out for the Indians. Not a shooting foul. Indians will inbound the ball on their baseline. Neither team looking to be in the bonus right now. Both teams 1 away from the 1-and-1 bonus. Missed shot by the Indians. Lorne. Raiders come up with the ball. Gaston driving. Misses. Follow is good by Mason. And Mason has come in and hit back-to-back shots for the Raiders and has given them an 8-point lead here in the final moments of the first half. Driving. Mayen tried to dish it off to Lorne. Stolen by the Raiders. Probably would have been better just to go ahead and shoot that one. That's a 2.
By number 4, Seth Milner.
Milner with the 2, and it's a 10-point lead for the Raiders. Irving wide open in the corner. He wants 3. It's no good. Rebound. Fay. Nope, that is Mayen. And he is hammered as he goes back up and will go to the free throw line.
For the Raiders, his second.
Jordan Smith commits the foul, his second foul. And Lat Mayen,
Number 11, Latin Mayen.
6'9", redshirt sophomore out of Australia, to the free throw line. Mayen with 4 points on the night, make it 5 with the made free throw. Can't get the second one to fall, and the Raiders come up with the rebound. So we get within 9, but we would love to reduce that deficit before we go to the locker room. Raiders are going to be content to work the clock a little bit. This is Smith with it. Driving, stolen by the Indians. Irving down the floor, hands it off to Mayen. He drives, he shoots, he scores. Timeout called by the Raiders as the Indians pull to within 7.
Timeout Raiders, full timeout.
This is how we feel. Prove a modern style.
Let's hear it for your Chipola cheerleaders.
And we're about ready to get back underway with 52 seconds left in the first half. Clint Cox courtside. Eric Dove up there on the camera. I am trying to figure out if that is Haley working the computer, but my vantage point is blocked a little bit. See the crew from CCTV. We're glad you've tuned into this game, whether you're tuning in live or watching it on a rebroadcast. Raiders might have got away with a travel right there, but they are content to try to work the clock. This is Mason driving, shooting, misses. Mayen brings it down for Chipola. Over to Irving. About 6 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Fay for 3. No good. Rebound Raiders. Shot clock is off. They can shoot for the final shot. Raiders will take the final shot. Wojak pulls up, shot no good. It's tipped in. Will it count? I believe they're going to say basket interference. I believe they're going to say the ball was in the cylinder above the rim when they tipped it in, and therefore the bucket won't count. So we'll end the first half with the Raiders leading 40-33 over our Indians. And we'll take a break and come back with second half action in just a moment.
Yeah. Now we have the Marietta High School drum line.
That was back in my younger days.
Let's hear it one more time for the Marietta High School Band.
It's time now for the second half as Chipola playing host to the Raiders of Northwest Florida State College. And as we begin the second half, Indians will have the basketball, and we trail the Raiders by 7, 40-33. Loring with the basketball. So in the second half, we'll have Lance Irving, Christian Loring, David Pierce, Mario Mading, and Lat Mayen, our starters. And Pierce picks up right where he left off from the first half with the three. He's got 18 on the night now. So at the end of the first half, Pierce led Chipola with 15. Mayen had 7. Loring had 6. Mading 3, and Fay 2. For the Raiders, they were led by Caston with 13, Milner with 12. Raiders in red, Indians in gold. We trail by 4 after the 3 from David Pierce. Ball stolen by the Indians. Irving down the floor, drive, shot up, no good. Rebound, Raiders. Tallahassee and Gulf Coast sit atop the Panhandle Conference at 7-2. Pensacola's 4-4, Chipola 4-5. As that bucket is good from Caston. Caston with the bucket. He's got 15 on the night now. Chipola 4-5, and then Northwest 0-9. So these Raiders that lead our Indians by 6 have yet to win a conference game this season. And we don't want their first one to be right here at the Milton H. Johnson Center and the Robert Trammell Court. And I see Robert in attendance tonight. Glad to see him tonight. Loring had the rebound for Chipola. Did he get fouled? He did. Anthony Mason checking into the game for the Raiders.
His second team start.
Tutu Chisholm checks out. So it'll be Indian basketball on their own baseline. Mayen gets the inbound pass, and the Indians will set up the offense. This is Pierce. Back to Mayen. Backs his way in, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound Mason for the Raiders. Elsewhere in action tonight, Pensacola is at Gulf Coast. Raiders with the basketball. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Indians. Chipola not mathematically out of the hunt for a playoff berth at the state championship tournament, which will this year be in Niceville. However, we've got an uphill struggle to get there. We would have to win our 3 remaining games, and we would have to have Gulf Coast or Tallahassee lose their 3 remaining games, and then we would be tied with one of them, whichever one lost 3 in a row. And then we would have to have a play-in game for that second spot. Pierce with the free throw. Gives him 19 on the night. Pulls us to within 5 of the Raiders. Caston shaking and baking out there a little bit. Hands it off to Milner. 7 on the shot clock. Raiders lose the ball. Irving down the floor. Puts it in. And we trail by 3, 39-42. It was a time ball game, 26-26. With about 4 or 5 minutes left in the first half, and the Raiders outscored us 14-7 down the stretch to take a 40-33 lead to the locker room. Missed shot by the Raiders. Rebound, Indians. Mayen to Mading. drives, finger roll. It's good. And we trail by 1 point. Mating with his 5th point on the night. Played nearly 4 minutes. And a timeout called by the Raiders, who have seen their 7-point lead drop to a 1-point lead. Timeout on the floor. Timeout is over. Raiders will possess the basketball. They'll inbound it right here in front of the scorer's table with just over 16 minutes to play in the second half. Shot down low is Milner. He's got 14 on the night now and gives the Raiders a 3-point lead. Gardner with the ball for the Indians. Number 22 nearly throws it away, and it'll belong to the Raiders as a heads-up play by Caston. Tipped the ball away. It was going to go out of bounds. He couldn't really control it, but he did tap it back. It hit Mating, then went out of bounds, and it belongs to the Raiders. Three-point shot, no good. That was Sunlik. Shot no good by the Indians. Indian faithful wanted a foul. They didn't get it. Gaston to Smith, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, Lorne for the Indians. Gardner setting up the offense for the Indians. Looks for the screen from Lorne. Now over to Mating. He drives, and now we got a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to go against Anthony Mason. And it will send Mating to the free throw line. Been there twice tonight, made 1 of 2.
Shooting 2 shots.
First free throw up and good by Mariel. He's got 6 points for the evening. State rankings came out yesterday as Mating makes the second free throw to pull us to within 1. Florida Southwestern is 1, Tallahassee 2, Central Florida 3, Gulf Coast is 4, Indian River 5, Polk 6, Broward 7. Missed shot by the by the Raiders. Picked up by the Raiders, and a foul on the Indians going to go against Gardner.
22 for the Indians.
So Eastern Florida State is 8. Chipola is number 9. Pensacola is number 10. So 4 Panhandle Conference teams in the top 10. 2 of them in the top 4 of the state. Free throw is up and good by Mason. National rankings look this way as far as Florida teams go. Florida Southwestern, number 1 in the nation. So number 1 in the state of Florida, number 1 in the nation. Tallahassee is number 10. Gulf Coast is 19. Central Florida is 22. So 4 teams from Florida in the top 25. 2 of those from the Panhandle Conference. Missed shot by the Indians. Raiders with the basketball. Long 3 from Caston. No good. Rebound goes to the Indians. Outlet pass to Mayen. Hands it off to Mating. He wants 3. It's good.
Number 0, Mario Mating for 3.
And the Indians have their first lead in quite some time at 46-45. And timeout on the floor. .52 left in the second half. The Indians have gone on a 11-5 run to open the second half and to take a 1-point lead over the Raiders at 46-45. And timeout was called by the Indians. Raiders with the basketball now. And they're going to say backcourt against the Raiders. And Wojak got to handling the ball, and that's probably something that Coach Pierre wanted some of the smaller guys to do. And we've got so we're doing a little mop-up duty. I got to get me one of those mops. I don't have one of those at my house. Of course, I don't have a basketball floor at my house either, so maybe I don't need one of those. My wife would probably tell you it wouldn't matter what kind of mop I get. It's not going to do any good if I don't use it. Back underway. Indians with a 1-point lead. And the basketball. Pierce with it. Pull-up jumper, no good. I think Pierce thought he might have gotten nicked, but he didn't, according to the men in stripes. Pierce with 19 points on the night to lead all scorers. Raiders with the basketball, trailing our Indians by 1. Mason drives, loses it. They're going to say he was hacked by an Indian. Going to call it on David Pierce, his first foul. It'll send Anthony Mason to the free throw line. Head coach Butch Pierre in his first season at Northwest replaced Steve DeMio, who was there for 6 years. Steve moved on to St. John's University. Brendan Foley in his second season at Chipola. So 2 of the newer coaches, if you will, in the conference, although Tallahassee with a new coach, Gulf Coast with the new coach. So I guess Pete Pena over at Pensacola is the elder statesman in men's basketball anyway. Can't recall the league having 3 first-year coaches in the same season in a long time. And a 4th coach in his second season. I believe Coach Pena has been at Pensacola for 6 or 7 seasons, I believe. Maybe 8. Raiders with the basketball after the turnover by the Indians. Shot no good, but they'll go to the free throw line. Game tied at 46-46. Raiders will have a chance to break that tie right here.
At the line forward, the Raiders, number 4, Seth Milner.
Milner's free throw is off the mark.
And for the Indians, number 10, Christian Lohr.
Christian Loring will check in. David Pierce will check out for Chipola. Seth Milner out of Little Rock, Arkansas, 6'6" sophomore. So the Indians have got Loring, Fay, Mayding, and Irving on the floor. This is a taller lineup for them. Mayding 6'11". Fay 6'7". Lauren 6'9". Mayan 6'9". Only one player on the floor for Chipola under 6'7", and that's Lance Irving at 6'3". Lance doesn't necessarily look 6'3", but that may be because he's out there with a bunch of tall timbers. Indians trail by 1. We've played nearly 8 minutes. There's a shot. It's up and good by Mayding, and we've got the lead again by 1. Mayding with 9 second half points, 12 on the night. Shot no good by the Raiders. Irving comes up with a rebound for the Indians. Mayan drive, shot no good. Rebound Raiders. That's got to be something. It's going to be a timeout.
Timeout Raiders.
I thought it was at least a travel.
30 seconds timeout.
Correct.
Timeout is over. 11:27 to play in the second half. The Indians with a slim 1-point lead at 48-47. Raiders with the basketball. Barrett with it. Over to Smith. Back to Barrett. Back to Smith. To Milner. His jumper no good. Rebound Indians. Mayen with it to Irving. Mating in the corner for three. No good. Rebound. Raiders. Down the floor quickly. Shot is blocked. Indians come up with it. Irving. Up top. Round the horn. Mayen drives. Oh, that's got to be goaltending. And it is. Mayen will be credited with the bucket. He's got 9 on the night. Media timeout on the floor with 10.5 to play in the second half. Indians leading by 3. Media timeout is over. We're ready to get back to action with Chipola leading by 3, 50-47. Clincox coming to you from the Robert Trammell Court located in the Milton H. Johnson Center here on the campus of Chipola College in Marianna, Florida. Panhandle Conference battle going tonight. 2 old rivals, Northwest and Chipola. Many a time these two teams have gotten together and Panhandle Conference Championship or maybe even a state championship on the line. But tonight, it's just bragging rights. Raiders mathematically out of the running for any playoff spot. Chipola mathematically still in, but a big hill to climb to get there. Ball knocked away by the Indians, but retrieved by the Raiders. Shot clock did not reset for them, and now we do come up with a steal. Driving, shot no good by Mating. And the Raiders get the basketball. Under 10 to play now in the second half. Finger roll, shot is up and good from Jordan Smith. 6 on the night for Smith. Irving, shot no good. Rebound Lauren. Outlet to Mayen. His 3, no good. Just can't seem to buy a bucket right now. We fought back. We're down by 7 to start the second half. Went on an 11-5 run, got the lead, got up to 3-point lead, and now we haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. Of course, the only good thing is the Raiders haven't scored much either. Caston. Shot up, no good. Rebound Indians. Indians back in action on Saturday in Pensacola against the Pirates. Raiders will play host to Tallahassee on Saturday. Drive, shot is up, it's good. Mayen with the bucket. He's got 11 now and gives the Indians a 3-point lead with 8:26 to play in the second half. Gaston to the corner to Barrett. Pass to Chisholm, his shot blocked. Indians with the ball, they want to run, shot no good. Rebound Raiders. Raiders want three from the corner, it's Barrett, no good. Raiders fight for the basketball. Let's see what we got. Do we have a foul or a timeout?
Foul number 4 for the Indians, his second.
Got a foul against Chick Fay. A reaching foul as he
For the Indians, number 1, David
went
Pierce,
for it.
and number 22,
David Pierce and Chris Gardner checking in for Chipola. Mariel Mading and Lap Mayen checking out. So Pierce and Gardner join Fay, Lorne, and Irving on the floor. So this is that smaller lineup. I say smaller. Irving 6'3", Gardner 6'2", and Pierce 6'3". Depending on what level you're at, that could be a big lineup, that could be a small lineup. Here it's a small lineup. 3-point shot from Fay, no good. Seen plenty of high school teams that would love to have three players 6'2" or 6'3" on the floor. Raiders with the basketball. They trail our Indians by 3. To the corner. That's Smith. Working his way to the lane to Barrett. Barrett to Wojak. I don't think they got that off in time, and they're going to say no.
Shot clock violation, Raiders.
He banked it in, but the shot clock buzzer was going off as he was releasing the ball, so it had not totally cleared his hands yet when the buzzer began. So the bucket won't count. We got 6:59 to play, and the Indians have a 3-point lead. Pierce with the basketball. Pull-up jumper, no good. He has not drawn iron the last 2 shots, or on 2 shots in the second half. So had 15 in the first half, had 4 to start the second half, but has cooled off since then. Hopefully he'll heat back up. Raiders with the basketball, trailing our Indians by 3. Ball on the floor, loose ball. That's almost backcourt, but it wasn't. Milner did a good job of getting to this side of the half-court line. Shot is up. It is good by Wojak. Shamon Wojak out of Poland. And he pulls the Raiders to within 1, 52-51. Irving with the basketball, drive, shot is up, it's good.
Basketball number 2, Lance Irving.
It's the first points on the night for Irving. Gives us a 3-point lead with about 5.5 minutes to play. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, Mayen for the Indians. He'll hand it off to Gardner. Back to Mayen. He's going to drive, shot no good. Raiders get the rebound. And Barrett wants to push it down the floor and lay it up and in. Indians back down the floor quickly. Shot is up. It's good. A three-pointer from Lap Mayan.
For 3.
Big bucket right there gives us a 4-point lead with under 5 minutes to play in the contest. Indians trying to improve to 5-5 on the conference season. If they win, it'd be their 17th win of the season versus 9 defeats. Raiders trying to get their first conference win of the season. Driving, ball stripped away by the Raiders. Raiders will get it across half court with 4:24 to play in the game. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound, Indians. Coach Brendan Foley in his second season tells his guys, slow it down. We got a lead. We don't need to rush this. Won't hurt to milk a little bit of the clock. Of course, with the shot clock, you can't milk a lot. Lauren underneath, nice pass. That time from Mayan to Christian Lauren. So timeout on the floor called by the Raiders with 3:48 to play in the contest and the Indians leading by 6. is over, much to the delight of the hometown crowd. Several of them enjoying that tune, tapping their toes to it. Raiders with the basketball. They trail our Indians 61-53 as we near the 3-minute mark of the second half. Barrett with the ball out front for the Raiders. Over to Milner. Top of the key, he wants three, banks it in there. Not how you normally make it, but it counts just the same. And another Raider has gone to the floor, almost in the exact same spot that Castone went to. Some of the assistant coaches from Chipola went out and spent a good bit of time with the newfangled mop that they've got. Not sure. They're all out there. What they need to do is play the Cotton Eye Joe while they're out there doing that. Then they could all kind of do a little toe tap and dry on the floor as they did that. Maybe that would work. They are going to come out with a towel and see if that will get that taken care of with 2:47 to play. Indians trying to pick up their 5th conference win. They would improve to 5-5 if they get the win, and would have 2 games left. We would play at Pensacola on Saturday, and then we will host Gulf Coast a week from tonight here at the Milt. Ball inbounds belongs to Chipola. Pierce with it. We're going to run a weave and take a few seconds off the clock. Irving to Pierce to Mayan, inside to Lauren. Backs his way in, finger roll shot, no good. Rebound Chipola. We can back it out on the reset of the shot clock. Doesn't go all the way to 30, but it does go to 20. To the corner to Mayan. Drives, loses it. Raiders pick up the ball. If nothing else, we did use a good bit of clock that time. Nearing the 2-minute mark, we lead by 5. Pull-up jumper by the Raiders is good. And they trail our Indians by 3 with 1:50 to play. Shot up by the Indians, no good. Rebound Raiders. Mating on the missed shot, and the Raiders can tie the game or take the lead right here. But they won't do either. They miss that shot, and we need to be patient. Coach Brendan Foley tells his ball handler, Urban, relax. And there's a foul against the Raiders that should put us into the 1-and-1 bonus. Maybe that'll occur at 7. 5 is what the women get. Getting confused a little bit there. The ladies get 5 fouls in a quarter. They shoot. Men got to get 7.5. Shot up by Mayan, no good. Rebound Raiders with 50 seconds to play. We got a 1-point lead, but the Raiders have the basketball. Timeout Raiders. full timeout on the floor with 40 seconds left and the Indians leading by 3.
Full fans, make some noise. Their cheerleaders have some T-shirts for you.
Timeout is over. 40 seconds left in this contest, or I should say in regulation. And hopefully we'll win it in regulation and not have to go to overtime. Raiders to inbound the basketball. They got 17 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Might have got away with a travel right there, the Raiders, but no call by the officials. Ball stripped away, loose on the floor, goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Raiders. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Smith inbounds it to Mason. Drive, shot, up, no good. Ball tipped out. Won by the Indians. And we'll get it across half court, and they're going to have to foul us. A nice job by Lance Irving that time. Couldn't get the rebound, but he could get a hand on it and tipped it to his teammate, David Pierce. And we were able to get control of the ball. They'll have to foul us another time to get, and they foul Pierce, which is just what Chipola wanted. And that'll send an Indian to the free throw line. Shooting a 1-and-1 is David Pierce. He's got 19 points on the night. Misses a shot. Raiders will get the ball with under 12 to play. Timeout called by the Raiders with 7.6. Full timeout called. They'll have to have a 3 to tie it. .6 seconds left in regulation. Indians hanging on to a 3-point lead. And now a timeout called by Chipola.
Timeout, Indians, full time.
They saw what Northwest was going to line up in. Can't take these timeouts to the house with you, so burn it and say this is what they were lined up in. And then Northwest will go back and likely come up with another play.
Let's hear it one more time for the Marion High School band.
And now the timeout again is over, and we'll once again get ready to see if we can get these final 7.6 seconds played and hang on to a victory. Raiders inbound the ball. 3-point shot is up. No good. Ball tipped around. Won by Lauren. Throws it to the Raiders. He puts a shot up. It's no good. And the Raiders have fallen to our Indians 61-58. And with that, the Indians improve to 17-9 overall, 5-5 in conference play. Indians were led on the night by David Pierce with 19 points. Mario Mating with 12. And Lat Mahan with 14. For the Raiders, they were led on the night by Milner with 17 and Caston with 15. I want to thank Eric Dove and the gang up there, their usual great job. Most of all, we want to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. Until next time, so long, sports fans.